Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English. Now I'm here today standing in front of you here to announce the start of a new series, and this series is called as Economy Simplified. Now, as the name suggests, Economy Simplified series allows me to break down important topics relating to Indian economy. And why am I trying to simplify it? Because Indian economy, for example, is one of the most crucial subjects as far as UPSC is concerned, but at the same time, it is also very tricky. Let us understand the importance of Indian economy as far as UPSC is concerned. For example, in the UPSC Prelims examination, you'll find somewhere between 15 to 20 questions that appear directly from Indian economy. Now, whenever a subject has 15 to 20% weightage over last 10 years, you need to understand ignoring it is not a right or a smart thing to do. If you ignore subjects like Indian economy, the chances is that you will not be able to clear prelims. So as far as clearing prelims is concerned, economy becomes very important. Another aspect of the importance of this is the relevance of Indian economy in the mains examination. Now, if you combine the static Indian economy concepts with application-based concepts like agriculture, on an average, there has been 100 marks weightage of Indian economy and agriculture in the GS paper 3 is concerned. So as far as your prelims is mains is concerned, the case in point that I want to highlight is that Indian economy is very important. Now, at the same time, Indian economy for a few of you can be very tricky also, because if you look at the questions are not very factual in nature. Rather, in the UPSC mains and prelims examination, the questions that has been asked to the aspirants are more on an application based side. They want you to have the core knowledge of the subject, and at the same time, it does not highlight the need for rote memorization. So, first of all, when a subject is so important for both prelims and main is concerned, and on the other aspect, this subject being tricky, so you need some kind of a series that helps you simplify or break down these complex subjects. And I intend to do exactly that in this new series of Economics Simplified. Now, first of all, this series would go live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. right? And what I'll do, I'll take up important complex topics and I will try to break it to you in just like I do it in the P2I foundation classes. Now, one thing you'll realize is very different about these kind of sessions. First is that in these sessions, I will be utilizing PYQ to emphasize on the importance of the topic. Then I will teach you that topic using nothing but the plain board and annotations. So I won't be relying mostly on the PPTs. The only kind of a text that you'll see behind the screens would either be written by me or in form of PYQs. So doing so would ingrain you the habit of attending the classes regularly, and also it will help you break down the complex topics which otherwise might look quite difficult to you, right? So this is why I have picked up Indian economy. Now, what this series would include and what it not would include. Now, in this series, I want to provide you with structured coverage. So, I would start with topics which are very basics in nature, that I will cover NCERT level information in that also. Similarly, I will also take up advanced topics which are very conceptual in nature. Otherwise, you need to understand that for Indian economy, there is no one single source, as against subjects like polity, where you can rely on Lakshmikant, and Lakshmikant provides you most of the information that you require for your prelims examination. But similarly, there is no one book which covers the entire portion of Indian economy. So many students have come to me, where should we prepare Indian economy from? So that is why I'll cover not just the basics but also advanced topics. In addition to that, I will also cover important current developments like covering the union budget, covering the economic survey that is presented one day before the exam, one day before the budget, right? So all this kind of a text I will be covering in our lectures. Similarly, I've also taken what is known as an integrated approach. Now, prima facie, you might appear or it might think that Indian economy is a very current oriented subject. But if you look at the PYQs, most probably in the last 5 years, you will also realize that the importance of static portions can't be understated. So in this session, what I try to do is I will try to take an integrated approach. I'll teach you a static topic and I will also include information that pertains to contemporary or current developments on this topic, so that both of these aspects of your preparation is covered comprehensively for you. Similarly, the best indicator of the UPSC exams, the level of difficulty, the kind of questions that have been asked, is the previous year questions. So in our session, I would try to take help of PYQs. First, this PYQs would help you establish the relevance of the topic, and when after we study the topic, when you solve these PYQ, it will also help you get confidence vis-a-vis your preparation with respect to the UPSC exam. Similarly, UPSC or economy subject as a whole is a more data oriented subject. So in data oriented subject, diagrams, graphs, understanding the trend or the inconsistency in the trend becomes very important, right? So we will cover also important diagrams and reports which are important from UPSC perspective. Similarly, I will also increasingly take the use of flow charts so that it helps you retain whatever we are covering in the exam. And similarly, at the same time, while attending the lectures, you can jot down this important topics in a particular and a separate notebook, so that after the session ends, you have something you can use to revise on, because I won't be using the PPTs here. I would be annotating completely on the board, just like I do it in the class. So you can jot down important topics in your copies, which will help you revise the subject after we are done with the session, right? So here, diagrams, graphs, understanding their trend, their inconsistencies becomes very important. And when it comes to retention of the text and retention of the subject, flowcharts become very important. So we will do everything that is required from your exam. Now, you must be thinking of what we stand to benefit out of the session. This is rightly so. We are living in information age and you need evidences, so that if you're giving some of your time to watching these sessions, you are actually benefiting. The benefits that you are going to get is, first of all, the clarity of the concept. I told you, UPSC, especially with respect to economy, it's a very tricky subject. So understanding important concepts is very important, because questions that appear on the exam is more on conceptual side. So until you don't have the clarity of the subjects, you won't be able to solve the questions in the prelims examination. Similarly, students in general, they feel very low on confidence when it comes to tackling questions from the economy syllabus. So first of all, when I tell you how these topics are very simple, only the terms that might appear to you is very difficult, you will first of all have a better confidence. When you go to the mock test, when you give your mock test, you will get better integration of the knowledge. And similarly, when you appear for this exam in prelims, you will be very high in confidence, very high in your morale, so that you will be able to tackle these questions. Similarly, all of these classes that will go live is oriented strictly based on the UPSC level information. So the relevance of this entire subject, the relevance of the series as far as UPSC is concerned, can't be overstated. So these are the targeted outcomes for aspirants that you will get after you watch these sessions regularly. Okay, so this is all from my side today. The first video in this session, which is the difference between a commercial bank and a central bank, would go live Friday at 6 p.m. So please stay tuned to this channel. If you haven't subscribed it already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and please set the bell icon or click the bell icon, so the next time the session goes live every Monday, Wednesday and Fridays at 6 p.m. you'll get a notification, right? So this is all from my side. We'll meet each other again at Friday 6 p.m. So please then, until, have a very good day.